Well, moving on now to those on the left who constantly preach politics of progress, but always seem to attack women when they have a viewpoint which is against the orthodoxy.
They can't have the successor to MAGA be the guy with the brown Hindu wife. They're also Christian nationalists. That ain't gonna work. That's why he's throwing his wife under the bus. Poor Usha. Or she's in on it, right?
And playing slap and tickle with Erika Kirk. So where did I've ever seen? Yeah, she's like in her Tammy Faye era.
Okay. Holding on the back of his head and rubbing on his head.
Some weird
baby. Don't do that today, Sid. I'm gonna start thinking something's going on. Why are you holding the back of his head? I'm like, you're not doing that right thing. You're supposed to be a widow. You in leather pants. It's not widow wear.
Could you imagine
Wouldn't it be the most perfect fairy tale, MAGA fairy tale?
Yeah.
If he finally sees the light that he needs a white queen instead of this brown Hindu.
Yeah, I thought you weren't supposed to comment on what people wear and sexualize them.
It's just, there's so much to say, Jack. I'm laughing, but it's actually so deranged. I mean, I can't think of three more deranged, miserable women than those three women that we just had to listen to. Thank you for putting us through that. But
well, there's our headline.
What is wrong with Roy Reid, with Jennifer Welch? It's really disturbing that you have to mock a widow. Charlie Kirk was assassinated not even 3 months ago. And then they're pushing this deranged conspiracy theory that there's something going on with Erika Kirk and JD Vance because they are grieving. They are grieving the loss of Charlie Kirk. And as I was speaking earlier about the violence we've just seen in Washington, D.C., I mean, look how Charlie Kirk was treated by parts of the media, the Democrats. I mean, plenty of people were labeling him a Nazi and that he was assassinated.
Would they ever talk about a woman on the left like that?
Oh,
describing what pants she's wearing, alleging that she's part of an affair?
Well,
it would never happen.
No, of course not. Charlie Kirk said it best. You can tell a lot about someone by the way they react, I should say, when someone dies. And look at those three, mocking, laughing, giggling, taking kind of pleasure that Erika Kirk is grieving. It's really disgusting.
Yeah. Well, now to perhaps the wildest live television moment of the week, where Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett makes a shocking error about who has accepted donations from vile pedophile Jeffrey Epstein.
He responded and said it was actually Dr. Jeffrey Epstein, who's a doctor that doesn't have any relation to the convicted sex trafficker. Unfortunate for that doctor, but that is who donated to a prior campaign of his. Do you want to correct the record on the people that...
And I never said that it was that Jeffrey Epstein, just so that people understand when you make a donation, your picture is not there. And because they decided to spring this on us in real time, I wanted the Republicans to think about what could potentially happen because I knew that they didn't even try to go through the FEC.
Okay,
well,
that is a first.
Jasmine Crockett, claps for her.
That is an absolute first for me. I was talking in general about Jeffrey Epstein's in general.
All the other ones that get so much attention in the media. Of course,
that is the most absurd excuse when you get something wrong.
And she keeps going. Actually, to give Caitlin Collins some credit here, she actually keeps pushing Jasmine Crockett, just gently, of course, and saying, are you sure you don't want to correct the record? Did you perhaps mislead people when you said Jeffrey Epstein?
Yeah.
And again, Jasmine Crockett, no, I said Jeffrey Epstein. I do so I'm telling the truth. What an embarrassment she is.
She goes on to suggest that it's the Republicans' fault and that this serves as a warning, and then talks about how she was Googling.
Again, a round of applause for Jasmine Crockett's team for Googling.
There's no sophistication. You look at this and you look at lawmakers, and there's some in our country here in Australia as well, that you're just kind of bewildered that you have this level of responsibility. But when somebody is incapable of figuring out if somebody is just a doctor with the unfortunate name of Jeffrey Epstein, very unfortunate for that poor doctor, or the vile pedophile who's famous, you don't make any kind of fact-checking at all. You don't look into it at all. You just go and allege that this person has accepted donations from a pedophile, and then just not apologize.
No, you need to own up and own your mistake there, 100%. If you're going on CNN and you're being called out,
so
exactly. You need to say, look, that my bad. And I think she got absolutely roasted for this. She did it to herself, though. She really could have just apologized. We could move on.
Gabriella Power, thanks for joining me as always.